Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
The Hofbrauhaus in downtown Buffalo invites all our friends from Chautauqua County to experience craft beer, Bavarian food, and live entertainment. Check us out on our Facebook page and website for family-friendly events throughout the year.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning. We're back for another week. Hope you're all doing well. Happy May. It's hard to believe that April's already come and gone, and it feels like winter. Wow. Well, good morning for those of you that are watching us live right now. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon for those of you that are over in Europe. Natalia over in Ukraine, Cor in Netherlands, my cousins over in Belgium if you're watching, down in Kenya, James if you're checking us out. We stream around the world, so we're happy that you could join us. If you're watching us anywhere, you can watch us anywhere in the world, I guess. As long as you go to our Facebook page and like us, and then we pop up live when we stream. So it's good that we're all together today. All right, good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for listening in. We got a really good show. We got a really interesting guy here today. He's like one of the Power Rangers. We're going to talk about that later. But we've got two gentlemen here that are working really hard on behalf of our county, and we're going to be talking about the Industrial Development Agency of Chautauqua County, or Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, depends on how you spell it. Anyways, so we're going to be talking about things here shortly. Throughout the morning, while we're on the air, you can call us, all right? And this is the number, 716-753-5225. If you have a question, because what we're going to be talking about it has a lot to do with what we all do every day in our lives here in Chautauqua County and in the future as we move ahead. Throughout the week, if you have an announcement for your group or organization, you can email me at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com, and we will try to get it on the air for you, just like we do all the other folks throughout the week. All right? So, we always, I got to fix myself here. There we go. Wait a minute here. See, everything's backwards on the camera. There we go. My right is left and left is right. I was thinking the other day, oh man, it's going to snow, it's cold and everything else, and this is weird weather. No, it's not. Jeff, bring up that picture that I sent this morning. This is from 3 years ago tomorrow, May 3rd, 2023, we had snow. So I guess the little bit of snowflakes that we had today is no big deal. It's, I guess, more typical than we realize. So we're still on the very edge of the cold weather, and of course we got some rain and all that stuff, but things are looking up. Anyways, I thought I'd look that up in my historical records of photos that I take every time. And I couldn't believe that it was May 3rd that year. All right. I don't know about you, Justin, but I still have yet to put away my winter clothes. I threw my coveralls that I use when I'm plowing snow. They're locked up. I better not have to bring them out. But just the heavy jackets and sweaters. We're still in that phase yet. All right, let's talk about some interesting news. The gentleman here last night, we were evidently, it turns out, we were all watching TV at the same time, and the Buffalo Sabres, they won their series last night, and they're going on to the next level. I don't know. Is it quarterfinals, semifinals? What? I don't even know what the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals. All right. So they got past the Boston Bruins, and just as a little teaser, if you read the Silver Magazine on a regular basis, I wrote an article about hockey when I was a kid, so that's coming up. But hockey, I have some fun memories of getting hit in the face with pucks and falling down and hockey sticks in the head and all that stuff when we were young. And then, of course, the Sabres, and my dad was a great Sabres fan, so it was fun to watch last night. But I still don't know if I could take one or two hits. I think I would be out cold. I don't know. Those guys are tough. Tougher than me, anyways. All right. So I want to get through my announcements because I want to spend as much time as I can with my guest today. So we got a slide 15, Jeff. And this is going to be at the Reg. Fashion World Documentary and Elvis Presley Concert Film. It's going to be shown at the Ridgeland Ice Center this coming weeks. Okay, Mark of Sophia which shows this coming Wednesday, May 8th. Wait a minute, that can't be right. May 8th. May 8th is not on Wednesday. It must be a Friday. May 8th, anyways, at 7 p.m. The film is an intimate, unconventional portrait of Marc Jacobs, crafted by Sofia Coppola to capture the genius and singular universe of the iconic American designer. Mark, that's the name of it, by Sophia, is rated PG-13, it's 97 minutes long. Then, epic, Elvis Presley in concert. And this is going to be on May 13th at 7 p.m. Elvis sings and tells his story like never before in a new cinematic experience from visionary filmmaker Baz Luhrmann. Epic, which stands for Elvis Presley in Concert, I just figured that out, is rated PG-13 and 96 minutes long. If you've ever been to Graceland, you won't believe all the outfits that he had and the glittery stuff he had on his clothes. He was quite the showman. Upcoming movies at the Reg include Ian McKellen and Michaela Cole in the art world drama The Christophers. That's going to be on May 27th. Haley Bailey and Reg Page in the romantic comedy You and Me and Tuscany. That's May 29th. In the story of Tourette's syndrome campaigner John Davidson in the biographical film I Swear on June 3rd and so forth. So there's a whole bunch of movies coming up. Tickets are typically $8. You can get those right live at the box office or $10 online. Or you can call the box office at 716-484-7070. Okay? All right, next slide is from our friends at the Chautauqua County Aging Services. All right, this is a big deal. This is Chautauqua CHQ Aging Expo and Conference. Leaders in Aging Well at Home. That's the title, okay? It's for Older Americans Month, and they are inviting all of you that are interested. There's going to be 75 plus vendors. There's going to be a shuttle from lot 9A-C. This is over at Fredonia State College. There's a basket raffle and so much more. So it's going to be held May 21, that's a Thursday, at SUNY Fredonia at the Williams Center. It was there last year, and I think they said they had like 1,000 people there. This is a big, big deal. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. To register, you got to go to Chautauqua County, New York, all one word, Chautauqua County, NY.gov, and go CHQ Aging Expo. I guess it's pretty easy to find. To request reasonable accommodation or transportation, please indicate online registration. Now, you're saying to me, that sounds confusing. So here's the number to call, 716-753-4582. Okay, 716-753-4582. All right, so you can give them a call if you're interested in going. That's May 21 at the Williams Center in Fredonia State College. All right, this is next from our friends at the Dwyer Group. Okay, what's coming up? May and beyond. There's a lot coming up this month and even more as they head into the summer. On Memorial Day, there's going to be American Veterans Aid blog, Remember and Honor. Memorial Day is a time to pause and remember those who gave their lives in service to our country. It's not just a long weekend, it's a day of reflection, honor, and gratitude for the sacrifices made by so many. This year, they have the opportunity to take part in the remembrance in a meaningful way. Volunteers are needed to help place over 4,000 flags on the graves at just Lakeview Cemetery alone. And that's going to take place on May 21. Ceremony and flag placing begins at 4:30 p.m. It's a simple act, but powerful one, ensuring that every name is seen and every service is honored and no one is forgotten. Okay, if you're interested in volunteering, they'd love to hear from you. Let's see. I'm looking for a phone number. Oh, wait a minute, there's more coming. So also, let's see here. They have bowling at Lucky Lanes coming up. They're excited because they're partnering with Veterans for Christ for a great night out. Join them for bowling on Friday, May 15th at Lucky Lanes in Fredonia from 7 to 9:30. This event is open to veterans, active duty, and their immediate families. Bowling, shoes, pizza, and drinks are all provided. Just come ready to relax, connect, and have some fun. They hope to see you there. Then they have a benefit for John Seeley, sharing this for someone very special to their Dwyer family. Laurel is a dear friend, and her son John is facing an incredibly difficult battle. This benefit is being held to support him and their family as they navigate life with CALD, C-A-L-D. This is a new one to me. CALD is a rare and devastating genetic progressive brain disease involving his adrenal glands. At age 14, John has onset early dementia, oh boy, requiring 24/7 care from his family. So the benefit is going to be, mark your calendars, June 28th from 12 to 4. It's going to be over at the Celeron Legion, Post 277. You're going to have a spaghetti dinner for only $10, a donation, and there's going to be some live bands, a bake sale, a 50-50 Chinese auction. If you're able, please consider stopping by, dropping, or simply sharing to help spread the word. All right, so if you need to contact anybody, 716 let me try it again, 716 519-0317. 716-519-0317. All righty? Okay, and moving along. Coming up, a new historical lecture series in Westfield, free and open to the public, began this past March at the Patterson Library in Westfield, known as the Fireside Lecture Series. This new programming is a collaboration between the Chautauqua County Historical Society and the library. The first lecture in the series was scheduled March 5 and featured Norm Carlson, the Chautauqua County historian, he presented on the Chautauqua County's ties to independence. The Fireside series was developed after the library approached the Historical Society in late 2025. You got to understand how I read these things. It's in code sometimes. I got to figure it out. Seeking collaboration to develop programming that focuses on history and more specifically discussing local and regional history, of course, of Chautauqua County, Western New York. And after the meeting on local history, the two organizations finally settled that the series would be focused on primarily local history and so forth. So, as we said, there's been a bunch that have already been presented, and there's more to come. So check it out and visit the McClure, the McClure Mansion is the Historical Society. They'll tell you more. And then, of course, at the Patterson Library, they can tell you the schedule as well. All right, slide 18 is the flea market celebrates 10 years right at Dunkirk Flea Market, which starts May 2nd, that's today, and continues every Saturday through August 29 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., commemorates its 10 years in business. According to Brian Meyer, the organizer, they're excited to celebrate 10 years of running the flea market and have met a lot of friendly people over that time. They look forward to seeing you Saturdays and hope you will find some special treasures and affordable prices. Where is it? Located in Route 5 and Washington Avenue parking lot. Okay, I know where that is. The event is currently accepting vendors each week for only $20 per spot. You're interested, call Mr. Meyer at 680-0958. 680-0958. And I think, Jeff, we have 2 slides for the Grape Discovery Center. Did we pop those up? Okay, so coming up, this would be May 16th, Farm Day. And Lori Lewis was talking to us last week, and there's the whole grid. All kinds of fun things going on. Tractor parade, and they're going to have live pigs doing tricks. That caught my attention. Piggy tricks. And there's going to be food trucks and all kinds of stuff. If you haven't been at the Grape Discovery Center, folks, it's really a great treasure in Chautauqua County, and I encourage you to take a look at that. So Farm Day, March 19th, or what was it, 16th, 19th, whatever that said. Okay, and was there another one, Jeff? Okay, then we have Sip and Sample, May 9th. So the other one's the 16th, 16th and 9th. So this is coming up next week from 1 to 4, and they are featuring an array of vibrant tastings and pairings. And if you're interested, give them a call at the center at 716-326-2003. So if you want to try some great food and some wines locally, check that out. And of course, if you want to check out Piggy Tricks, I'm going. That's the following week. So good on them. All right, we got a great public service announcement coming up. So stay tuned, and we're going to have a little look at this. We'll be right back.
What is life like in Chautauqua County, home to beaches and breweries, historic sites and renowned museums? Small town vibes mingle with a vibrant, world-class culture in Chautauqua County, New York, where your 9 to 5 is bookended by stories set in sprawling state parks, and the bright lights of a life well lived aren't at the intersection of hustle and bustle. They're in your own backyard, where your weekend comes alive in local vineyards for business or pleasure or both, where a vibrant cultural community invites you to sit front row, take center stage, share ideas, or join the conversations that mean the most to you. Miles of excitement abound, and even more opportunities await in Chautauqua County, where your day-to-day is free to form and far from average. Where living the high life meets a low cost of living as your dollar goes further and your roots grow deeper. Where your peace of mind isn't short-lived, it's a sure thing, because life is better when it's balanced. Of course, there's more to Chautauqua County than its small-town charm. There are also plenty of big-time opportunities. Here you have the freedom to choose your own path forward. Whether you're building a business or kickstarting your career, whether you're settling down or saddling up, whether you're raising a family or finding a house to call your home. Are you ready to start your next chapter? Choose an adventure where every step you take is straight toward the life you love, in your own time and at your own speed. Choose Chautauqua County, where you're not just turning the page, you're telling a story all your own. Start your journey today at livechq.org.
That's the first time I've seen that video. That's really nice. And you know what? Justin, what do you think? I think that kind of reflects what we talk about here every week in Chautauqua Sunrise. We try. So there was some beautiful vignettes in there showing various aspects of Chautauqua County. And I recognize about 98% of them. The one I don't know is where they were surfing. I got to figure that one out.
So probably, I was thinking that was on the back of a boat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lakes. Yeah.
Oh no, I saw a guy on a surfboard, and I'm like, wait a minute.
On the wake of a boat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, I want to welcome back to the show, and both gentlemen have been here before. Mark Geise, who's the boss at the Chautauqua County IDA, and Nate Aldrich is, I don't know what your title is. He is number 2 boss?
Economic Development Coordinator. Yep.
Okay. We got all these
Lieutenant.
titles. Lieutenant. Okay,
Yeah.
Lieutenant Nate. Guys, welcome, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We here at the station can't talk enough about Chautauqua County, and I just love when you guys come out because we talk about an aspect of the county that people don't understand sometimes. They don't realize that you're sort of like these guys behind the scenes they're doing all this hard work to make sure things keep moving ahead. Now, we talked pretty much in depth before the show. You guys are sort of on your own path, okay? You're not wizards of all things, but you're really good at what you do, right? Is that fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to drill down in that.
I think so.
All right, we're going to drill down in that. All right, but we got to celebrate Mark here. I said you were going to be. We had a Power Ranger on show here. You were listed as. I know you're very humble about this, I'm sure. Part of Buffalo Business First Power 250. You were one of those people. What does that mean to be one of those power people?
It means our team at the IDA is doing a good job. I think we're recognized. I get to stand out in front of it, but it's really not me, it's our team, And we're recognized region-wide and statewide really as being, an organization that does a good job, I think.
Every time we've talked, I hardly ever hear you say I. It's always the team.
Well, it is a team. I mean,
but I mean, you're humble.
Yeah.
You always say the team.
Yeah.
So, but teams need leaders. So, congratulations, anyways.
Well,
whether you want to take it or not.
Yeah, we have a great staff. But thank you. Yes. I guess I'll take it.
And Nate, I know. I've seen I've known you forever. I mean, you were with part of the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation in the early years of the CPEG and all that stuff. And here we are I know you've been with IDA now. How long?
Been back in this role for about 6 years or so.
And you were with the other, that kind of dates me now because that's been a while. So how long were you with the other group? A couple of years anyways or more?
So I've been working in planning and economic development in Chautauqua County for 10 years now.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Out of grad school.
Yeah, I remember. He looks exactly the same.
Yeah. He's a rock star.
He's a rock star.
Yep.
So Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency sounds kind of like, what is that? So what is the Industrial Development Agency? I mean, when I coming out of Buffalo, being a kid in Buffalo, industrial always sounded like the steelworks and Chevrolet and General Motors. It's a whole lot more than that.
Yeah. Well, when it was established 50 years ago, it was, I think, more concentrated on industry, right? Because that's really what was
that's what counties had, yeah.
The king here, right? But the IDA is a public authority created by the state of New York, and I'll boil it down to help companies either locate here or expand in order to create jobs and increase investment here. So we have sort of special powers to provide. We have $20 million in assets through our loan fund that we can lend out at low interest, high risk, and we also have incentives in the form of tax breaks, whether it's sales tax exemptions, mortgage recording tax exemptions, or property tax exemptions.
Okay,
it's called a pilot.
All right, so I want to make a distinction here right now because it's been, as I said earlier, a lot of stuff in the papers lately, and you hear about the county executive, P.J. Wendell, the county legislators, and they got all this money sitting in their account. This is different money.
Yeah, we are, people are confused. They think that we're part of the county, and we really aren't. We have our own board. We have our own rules that are set up by the authority's budget office, by the state of New York.
So the county legislature and the county executive can't tell you what to do?
They can't tell us what to do. Really, the control they have is over some of our purse strings because they do provide some money to us, about 10% of our budget.
No, that's not bad.
And then they also have to confirm or appoint the board members. So that's really the power that the county executive and the legislature has over the IDA.
Okay. I don't think we've ever really talked about it that way.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So you're a standalone agency?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
For sure. Yeah.
Right.
And it was set up that way to keep the politics out of it. We, we're apolitical. We're just trying to help businesses to locate here or expand.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. And that's why when I was talking to you earlier before we went on the air is when we look at a county, there's so many components to it there's health, there's mental health, there's transportation, there's schools and so forth. Y'all are in your own lane.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to draw the line someplace, because I suppose I could look at it and say, well, everything in some way relates to economic development, but where do you draw that line?
Right.
Right. So we really are involved in, business incentives. We are involved in housing, and we can talk about that a little later. We're involved to some extent with workforce development. There's a lot of people doing that out there. We play a key role in infrastructure, and infrastructure primarily as it relates to economic development, right? Shovel-ready sites. And then also, we play a key role in, I think, in marketing the county. The Live CHQ
that was really nice
video and all the work that Jason Sample is doing is trying to, portray Chautauqua County as a place that people should want to live and should want to invest. So those are really the primary things that we're involved in.
Okay. And Nate, what's your role in all this?
So, the interesting thing about working in economic development in a rural county is every day is different. And, it's, my role in particular is working on anything from tourism promotion to assisting Mark at the IDA with certain business development clients. Really, my main role has been to get this Partnership for Economic Growth initiative upstarted that we launched back in 2019, so about a little over 6 years ago. And we can get into this more, and Monica and Josiah will also
They're
be back
coming on, in a couple weeks.
to drill in some specifics about some of the projects we've been able to get off the ground. But really, when you boil that work down, it's all about kind of the quality of life side economic development and making sure we have communities that people want to live in, and attractions, outdoor recreation. We're building on our county's assets, and so on. So a lot of that work is working with our communities, nonprofit partners, helping them with capacity building and resources, grant writing.
So that's a little bit outside of what you do through the IDA then. Is that
Yes,
true?
it is.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
So that's sort of the arm that I was looking for, I guess.
Yeah. The other thing, and Nate's modest too, I mean, the shovel-ready site stuff, which is very complicated, he's taking a leadership role in all of that. It's very complicated with state and federal funding and rules and regulations, and trying to pull together all the money that we need, because it's expensive to do that work, and it's very complicated, and Nate's really good at that kind of stuff and making sure that we're following the rules, if you will.
I don't think the people that are watching right now have any idea how complicated some of this stuff is. I've had a little ability to have a little peek into some projects over the years. I don't care what it is.
Yep.
And when you see the stuff that goes behind the scenes, I don't know how people get up in the morning and go to work. It's a lot of work. It's trying to understand the forms, and you have to have the directions to understand the form to fill it out, and on and on and on and on and on, and all that technical assistance that goes on.
I'll give you an idea of how complicated it is for the some of the federal funding we're getting for Ripley. Is 42 sort of rules, 42 things to comply with, and it's and each one is not simple, Like we had to do an environmental impact statement, basically state seeker for Ripley, but then because we're getting federal money, we had to do a national NEPA, which is like an environmental impact statement that complies with federal rules. And those are all big lifts. That's just one thing.
So,
just one thing.
And I'm not trying to be facetious here at all, but I remember working on projects over the years, and there was a sign off that we wouldn't do business or commerce with foreign adversaries, stuff like that. People don't understand that you're shaking your head. Am I right?
Yep.
That you won't. I mean, I'm a school superintendent. I just want to get some money. Why am I going to deal with some country with 47 vowels in it? I don't know.
And that's another reason why the partnership is so important and kind of fills that void, right? We have 42 municipalities. Only our 2 cities have small planning and development departments. So in most instances, we're working with really good local elected officials that are trying their best, but they're managing the day-to-day affairs of their town or village.
I don't understand this stuff. I used to go.
And so the partnership provides kind of that capacity, that hand-holding.
You got to go to a conference just to fill out a form these days, you know?
Exactly.
So the idea has been, for at least in my head, for years, since I've been really in this role, going back to when I ran the planning department alone and wasn't really involved in the IDA, is the IDA is very transactional, right? It's sort of, a business wants to locate here. Okay, how do we help that business? Or a business wants to buy equipment or wants to build on an addition. How do we help them? Sort of that transactional, but there's way more to economic development than just business assistance. It's the things I had talked about, and that's where the partnership was formed, which is a public-private partnership. So there's foundation money coming in, which the IDA really can't accept that money, so that's why we have this separate not-for-profit to be able to work with the foundations and to get funding and also provide grants, which the IDA can't do, provide grants to municipalities to help them with their local match or with putting applications together, technical assistance, all of that stuff to really boost up those other things that make up economic development beyond just the transactional stuff.
Okay. I know you got this booklet here, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to brag. So 2025 was a good year?
Yeah.
So tell us why it was a good year.
Well, you know what, it was a challenging year, and nonetheless, we were able to really, I think, get some big projects across the finish line. And, you know, it wasn't the same year that we had in 2024, but we did have some big projects like Cummins and Wells were half a billion dollars each.
Yeah, we talked about that one year.
But you know, some really exciting projects like Maple Vale Farms is building a new $40 million facility down in Clymer. Down in Clymer. Yeah, because they grew out of their existing space in the town of in Faulkner, and you know, they really were landlocked, and it really wasn't their optimal location. So we've been working with them. They were gonna relocate to Pennsylvania. We were able to sort of work with them and keep them here in the county.
All right, so let's drill down a little bit. So when you say you work with them, so what do you do? Let's use Mapleville, for example. What do you do with them?
A couple things with them is finding land where they could do this project. So they didn't move to Pennsylvania. So hooking them up with a realtor, do a search on what was available, you know, not just land, but infrastructure. Then helping them.
Electricity, you gotta have water, you gotta have sewage.
And then working with National Grid to extend, because they have to extend power to that site. It's also going to go down into the town for their new wastewater treatment facility that they're going to build. And that's a big project, getting them incentives, you know, a pilot, the property tax abatements, which sweetens the deal, hooking them up, coordinating with the state to bring in state funding to assist them with this new location.
So who do you work with at the state? Are there people?
Empire State Development.
The
Buffalo office. We work very closely with them. So, you know, coordinating that, the technical assistance. So, you know, and sort of, you know, encouraging them to stay here and helping them also, you know, think through what are all the moving parts, what are the permits that are required, what environmental things need to be done, you know, all of that kind of stuff.
So now he used the term pilot, and I know what a pilot is, and when I listen to people, it's like either you love them or you hate them, right? So tell us what a pilot is for people that are listening right now.
So Mark is happy to chime in here, but what I love to say is you're discounting the incremental increase in what would otherwise be, so you invest in something, your assessed value goes up. In order to make that financially feasible, you step that increased tax liability in over time. So you're kind of discounting that new value that's created by their investment.
So bottom line, you give them a tax break.
Yeah, but I think what people don't understand is that I think a lot of people think that we're taking something away, okay, but we're not. Okay, so they're going to continue to pay what they were paying on the property, but the assessed value as it increases, the taxes go up. So instead of whacking them with that the next year, because they're still trying to get their feet under them, you know, get everything tweaked, they're scrambling. you step that increase up over a period of time, typically 10 years.
Okay.
So that after 10 years, they're paying that full tax rate.
So they're still paying the base, and they're doing less each year than they normally would. And so if you didn't do that, they maybe wouldn't have moved to Clymer. They wouldn't have moved to Faulkner. They wouldn't have gone to Ripley.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have the business there.
Exactly. It's a but for.
Yeah.
So we have to prove that but for these incentives, they would not invest here.
And that's the part people don't get.
Yeah.
They only see, oh, you gave him a tax break, and that's not right. You didn't give me a tax break. It's like, well, these people wouldn't have jobs, and this place wouldn't be here, right?
And they have to create jobs typically. I mean, not in every case, but some are retention. Hey, but for you giving these to us, we're going to move, or we're going to go someplace else. And so there's kind of rules attached to that. We're just not. It's not candy. Here you go.
They have to certify that in their application, and then it's our board's job to really vet that application and make sure it wouldn't move forward.
All right.
Otherwise.
So let me ask a question now. So let's say company ABC says, we can't create as many jobs as we said we would, and Do you pull the pilot?
Yeah, we can claw it back. Now that's
I did not know that.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a whole clawback clause. Now you got to sort of. It's up to the board, of course.
Right, but you have the ability, though.
But it's also sort of like, was this something that they promised, and then clearly they didn't intend, or they didn't try? Right. Things happen. I mean, and you don't necessarily want to go after a company that has made every effort to do exactly as they said. But typically, I can only maybe think of a case or two where that didn't happen.
Yeah.
They have to certify every year how many jobs they created.
That's good to know.
Comply, and that
We've never talked about this before.
Part of our Paris report that we have to send into the ABO every year that certifies all of this. That these are the incentives we gave. This is what they said they were going to do. This is what they did.
Wow. Okay. We've never talked about that. No. We just say pilot is and this is a good thing, but we've never really talked more about that. So
I'm glad you brought that up.
Because from year to year when we meet, we don't see each other throughout the year, but I hear people talking, or I read about it, because I try to absorb what is the person who's watching on the other side of that TV screen thinking right now, and I hear this all the time. I didn't get a tax break. Well, yeah.
And the other misconception is that we're giving them money. Like the value of the pilot was $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, that's over 10 years. It's not like we're giving them $1 million.
Right.
It's that tax break they're getting over time accumulates, adds up to $1 million. But in all cases, or most cases, that investment would not happen otherwise.
Okay.
And the taxes would still be down at that base.
Okay. Here's a tough question, and I've been seeing this a lot with the mom and pop places, all right? And not the big ones necessarily, but they are still recovering from COVID. And then they're dealing with tariffs. And we're not going to get into politics, but these are things they're telling me. Okay, so this is day-to-day life that they're saying, after COVID, we couldn't get staff. After COVID, we just never could get back on our feet, or we're in debt or whatever. And then I'm hearing from salons or from whatever, small widget companies, that there's these hidden costs because of tariffs. And that's hitting them in different places. Are we seeing this across the board, or is it just spotty? Or what's your feel on that?
Well, I've certainly heard that. Bush Industries is a good example. Where we hear that. There's not much we can do. I mean, honestly, here locally, other than talk to our, representatives. But have I heard that? Yes, I've heard that.
But then you could come in and help them if they're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, when we hear that, it's like, well, what's the nature of your problem? These are the tools that we have. Is there something here that we can do?
So who can
help you?
Who can come to see you? Anybody?
Well, no, I mean, retail, we don't really get into retail.
All right.
Commercial, we really don't get into.
Services
industries,
Who
we don't get into.
Who do you deal with then?
Well, manufacturers.
Manufacturing,
yeah.
Okay, it's that industrial end of it.
Yep, and then, we also do housing.
Hospitality.
We can through our tourism destination pilot.
All right.
So if they can prove, like the Harbor Hotel,
Gotcha.
if they can prove that they have enough amenities that they're bringing people from outside the county into the county to spend money.
Gotcha.
And we can do adaptive reuse too. So if there are buildings that have been sitting there vacant for a while, we can help them out to, invest in that building and bring it back to life.
Oh, wow.
So those are some of the things that we can definitely help with.
A lot of our tools, unfortunately, don't, as Mark said, apply to the retail sector, but we do have partners, the Small Business Development Center.
There you go,
we
JCC.
Refer to people, and we're trying to build out that small business entrepreneurial support network.
Good.
Empower our other partners as well.
Okay. So there is help out there. It's just not you.
Yeah, and you bring up
you can't be everything to everyone.
But you bring up a good point. If any company, I don't care what it is out there that needs help, they should call us because we can refer them. That's another thing. We're sort of technical assistants. Who should I talk to? We can refer them to the appropriate organization.
Let's do an advertisement right now. You're one of my underwriters, so I have no guilt in saying this. What's the number? Who do they call?
Well, they can call our main line, 661-8900.
So 661-8900.
Yep.
And so they call this number, and who picks up?
Jeanette Lobello, our office manager.
She sends me things all the time.
Yeah, she's great. And she'll ask them a few questions, and then she'll know who to refer them to. We have two project managers, one in the North County, one in the South County, and we have certain people that are doing certain things, and she'll say, "Oh, you ought to talk to boom," and sends them. And our customer service, and I think that's what sets us apart, is we're really responsive. I return calls when I get messages immediately.
Okay, one more time, 661-8900. If you are a business person, small or big, if you have any questions, use them as your first stop. How's that? First stop, and then you can get referred from there. Because people all the time say, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck or whatever. So, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some more bragging. What else you got?
Well, shovel-ready sites has been a big thing, and I'll let Nate talk about this too. I mean, we got 3 projects right now. There was always for years I heard critiques of the IDA that we weren't doing enough with shovel-ready sites. Now, you heard shovel-ready sites. People might not know what that means.
Right. We have one in our town, in Ripley.
Right.
Yeah.
So shovel-ready means that you're doing all of the sort of the pre-development work to get a site ready for a developer to put a shovel in the ground.
Okay.
Now that takes a lot of work, and believe me, Ripley we've been working on for 6-7 years.
It's been a while.
And it costs a lot. I mean, getting all the environmental due diligence done, right? Getting all the pre-permitting done, getting the water, the sewer, the electric,
I was a town councilman, and that was one of our pushes, was to get the water and the sewer down Shortman Road there.
Yeah. Electric is a big thing. I mean, that takes a long time. So getting all of that done and then saying, okay, development world, we're ready for business here. We're ready.
So are we ready?
Not quite yet.
Okay, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Right.
We'll by the end of this year or the first quarter of next year, we'll be ready.
Okay.
But we're already marketing the site and saying it's coming soon. So to let developers know, and that's 150 acres in Ripley. And it's right off the thruway.
So what kind of businesses would be interested, do you think?
You want to jump on that one?
Yeah, so for Ripley in particular, we're sort of gearing up for distribution, logistics, warehousing, but we're also working on utility extensions that will also provide adequate electrical capacity for some light manufacturing opportunities as well. So if everything goes according to plan, by the end of this year, it should be substantially complete.
Let's give the people directions. Where would you find this one? I know where it is, but why don't you describe it?
Shortman Road is the last exit on the New York State Thruway before you cross into Pennsylvania as you're going west.
Okay.
If you get off on that and you head south on Shortman Road, you go past Regal Trucking on the left, Love's on the right. It's right there on the new turning lane. It's going to be just past Regal on the left.
And if you're coming down Route 20, you go to Shortman. If you're coming
over
you turn
Route
right,
5,
you go to Shortman.
That's right.
It's between. I mean, how much easier can it be? It's right on the state line, and that'd be a great place for a gateway center.
Oh, let's not. Please don't. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
That's me and George Barella. That'll be another show. All right, so 100 and some acres, 50 acres. Holy cow! So IDA owns that?
Well, we own 65, and we're going to pull the trigger here in the next 3 or 4 months to purchase the rest of the 85. We have options on it. We have all the money. This is a $15 to $16 million project to do all this, just to get it ready for somebody to develop.
So as far as jobs, because I know people are always bugging you about jobs, how many jobs do you think something like this could?
Well, we're hoping
Best guess.
hoping several hundred.
Whoa! I could get a job in my retirement. I could be like the greeter or docent or something.
Yeah.
So all right, so that's significant. All right, but people say, well, those people will be coming in from Pennsylvania or whatever. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they're qualified, you're not going to say, "I'm sorry, you're from Pennsylvania, you can't work here."
Yeah, nowadays
it's
you get good help. You get good help.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the one in Ripley, but there's 2 more you said.
Yeah.
So where else you got it?
So we're working to prepare a IDA-owned site in the town of Ellicott in the Mason Industrial Park.
Okay, so that's near Jamestown, Faulkner?
Yep, east of Jamestown in the town of Ellicott. So that's will be about 40 or more acres of developable property that should be shovel-ready.
All right, so let's use the map. What roads would you use to get there?
So it's right off County Route 380 on Industry Drive.
Okay, all right. I'm familiar with 380. All right. And so what do you foresee there? The same type of stuff, or?
So we actually have to thank our partners at the Jamestown BPU for pursuing a Power Up grant from the state for expanding electrical infrastructure. So they were just awarded within the last week or two over $6 million. So we'll have over 10 megawatts of power available in Mason Industrial Park, which is some serious capacity and can attract some.
That's been a hot topic lately in the news is power. That everybody's saying, we don't have enough power to do this or do that. So that's great.
Well, that alone is going to make this really attractive, because now you're talking semiconductors, you're talking big power users, and they're looking all over state because it's a huge issue right now.
Now, what about the Ripley site? It's got enough power there?
So we're investing significantly in extending 34.5 kilovolt capacity to that site, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, working with National Grid. So we hope that
all right, so
kicks off later this year.
These are things people don't understand what you got to do behind the scenes. I mean, I'm sitting there going like, okay, I understand it to a degree, but you got to have stuff just like you have to have water. You can't. People say, well, why do you need? Well, we got to flush toilets. We need coolants. We need whatever. People got to work there. You need things like that. And the power is.
And give you an idea, to do that 1.5 miles, it's over $2 million just to extend the electric. It's 20 easements that National Grid is working on right now.
Terrific.
It's there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it.
Okay, what's the third one?
So Eagle Bay is in the town of Sheridan.
Okay, up north.
And that's about 600 acres.
Whoa.
Owned by, and that would be, if we can pull this off, that would be the largest shovel-ready site in the state of New York.
Holy cow.
And we just received a grant from New York State, Fast New York program, to do all the environmental due diligence. And when you say environmental due diligence, it really tells us, at the end of the day, is this a site that is conducive to creating an industrial park?
Gotcha.
So you sort of do that first, and you look at all these things like geotech and threatened and endangered species, wetlands, historic, and to say, okay, is this worth pursuing? And if we get through that, and by the way, that's a $1.2 million to do that study.
Wow.
The state's going to pay for half, we're going to pay for the other half. And when we get through that, then we'll go to the next phase, which is, okay, now let's get the water, if it thumbs up, water, sewer, electric, da-da-da-da.
All right, let's hold that thought. We got a phone call. Good morning, caller.
Oh, good morning. This is Linda Spalding.
Hello.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Mark and Nate.
Good
I
morning.
want to congratulate you on the wonderful work you're doing with the economic development and the IDA and the wonderful landmarks that have been reopened. I'm so happy that we've got the White Inn open.
Yeah.
Have you eaten there since it opened?
I haven't. I have to get there.
We were there for a women's gala, a Women of Distinction gala, and it was gorgeous. It was beautiful there. It was nice.
Oh, they say it is gorgeous. Well, it's a beautiful place. I'm so glad that somebody, was able to take it over.
Yeah.
And also, I'm looking forward to the Lenhart. Now,
Yes.
is the Lenhart opening this summer or next summer?
I think that they had put out there that they were going to try to open this summer, and maybe the couriers will be mad at me for saying this, but I highly doubt it's going to be this summer, to be honest with you, because there's still a lot of work. I toured the Lenhart with the Currys a few months ago, and they're really making great progress, and they have really lofty goals, and it's going to be epic. But I might get a call from them Monday, but I highly doubt it's going to happen this year.
They'll have a soft, they might have a soft opening.
Yeah, soft opening.
See, I covered for you. I got
right. Yeah, invite you to the porch, kind of thing. Yeah.
Everybody's waiting with bated breath.
I bet.
I can't wait to go.
Yeah, no, it's going to happen, and it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening in Mayville, too, in this area is terrific, all the new development we have. But, I really, we all felt so morose when the Captain's Table closed because that was such a wonderful landmark for so many years. And I don't know if anybody has purchased it, but I mentioned this to the mayor of Mayville. What about restoring that old bowling alley? We need a bowling alley.
Yeah.
Where's the bowling alley?
The Webb's.
I've never.
I didn't know there was a bowling alley there.
Oh yeah, there used to be a bowling alley, and that and the Chautauqua Temperance Group, and they're really not living up to their temperance anymore. they have a bowling group, and they bowl every Friday, and they have to go to Jamestown or Falconer. I mean, that would draw people year round.
Okay. Well, all right. There's a good idea.
Well, if a developer comes along and they wanna restore the bowling alley and it fits into our rules,
There you go.
and then we're glad to help.
Okay, Lynn.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay, and I'm so glad you got your Sabres shirt on. I'm so glad they won.
He shoots, he scores.
I didn't know if it was appropriate, but I was like, hey, come on, let's support them.
We're Buffalo kids, right, Lynn?
Yeah.
And who do you think's going to win the Derby today?
Oh, I don't know.
Too much to cover here. All right, what's your prediction? I'm going to write it down. Who do you think?
Well, I haven't really looked it over.
Oh.
I have to look at what you have to look at. This is very scientific. You have to look at what position they're in terms of to the center, to the track.
Okay.
The record of the horse, the experience of the jockey, the experience of the trainer, and the experience of the owner.
There you go.
The conditions. You have to look at all of those elements.
It's like their job. They got all these things they got to evaluate. All right.
Thank you, Linda.
Oh, thank you. And say hello to Katie. I used to work with Katie.
All right.
I will, Linda. Thanks,
you. Lynn.
Okay. Have a great weekend.
You too.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
So shovel-ready sites.
Bowling alley.
We're doing, bowling alley. She talked about the White Inn, and we were really, proud of that project because we worked really hard on that. And
it's gorgeous.
Brownfields, we got a fair amount of money, and Nate's really been
Okay, what's
the
a brownfield?
So a brownfield is any site that has the potential for being contaminated, or is an area where there are sites that are contaminated.
Ooh.
So there are tax credits that developers can get in order to take on those projects.
Oh, all right.
And we
so
have.
So it's like they're going to rehab the property then?
Yeah, so maybe just for high level.
So within the last few years, we've been able to create some tools for brownfield redevelopment. We created with some federal EPA funding, a revolving loan fund that we can help developers, with the costs for cleanup and when they're seeking these state tax credits. And we also have some planning grants and some things going on, but about $500,000 to do some environmental site assessments.
People 50, 60, 80,
properties.
100 years ago would dump things. They didn't know that it was going to be an issue. They didn't care, or they didn't know. And here we are 100 years later, and you can't build on that site because of whatever. But so I'm hearing you can rehab because people say, that's a beautiful place, this would be perfect, but you got to rehab it, right?
And for the right project, it can be financially beneficial to go through the brownfield cleanup program and
cool.
line up incentives.
You
to
guys do a
so.
lot of stuff.
Well, when you think about brownfields, they're appropriately zoned, right? They're in an industrial area typically. They've got the infrastructure already there, and so to a developer, they're sort of like, I don't know, because of the environmental stuff. But this incentivizes them to take a look and
the land's probably cheap because it's got to be rehab, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it could be a really win-win for everybody. Any other success stories you want to talk about?
Yeah. So I think the one last thing maybe is housing.
All right, housing.
So we've been involved in about half a dozen housing projects throughout the county. We know that housing is an issue. If we're going to try to attract workers to fill open positions, they can't find a house. They can't find anywhere to live. I always say, maybe I think this generation certainly is maybe not, doesn't look maybe at housing the same way I did, where I know I'm gonna have to go in and rehab it, hang drywall and pound nails,
fix it up,
fixer upper. We want a lot of newer, efficient, housing.
I'm shaking my head because we watch some of those shows on TV where they got the young couple and they're looking at these $1 million places. She goes, "Oh, that's got carpeting. I can't deal with this place." And they're like really fun. I'm not trying to pick on the young people, but it's just
only 4 bedrooms or only 4 bathrooms. We need 5.
But it is generational. I mean, we were happy with 1 bathroom and a couple bedrooms, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
but anyway, we've got half a dozen projects that they're either being built right now, underway or approved, which will create about 400 new units of housing in this county.
Where? Everywhere?
Okay. The Welch Building in Westfield.
Okay. Oh, those could be apartments, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You got the 2 projects in Dunkirk, Dunkirk Landing.
Okay.
We've got the bank building in Dunkirk on Main Street. That was half a dozen units. We got the Silver Creek School that was demolished and is being rebuilt. We worked on that one for since I've been in this position. 15 years it took us to pull that one off, and that's a bunch of units. And then the Gateway Lofts project in Jamestown, right on the Chautauqua River.
I hear that a lot. Is that it's hard to find someplace to rent or buy. So you don't do. So those are apartments generally.
Those are apartments.
Okay.
Yep.
But
yeah.
still,
So we're able to assist through pilots with those projects and all the other stuff that I talked about with coordinating and all that. So yeah, we're really proud of that too, because that's. I don't think if I look back, there was ever a point where we were putting this many new housing units online.
Wow. At
any given time.
That's terrific. Well, congratulations.
Yep.
All right, we're down to about like a minute. So Nate, you get 30 seconds. What do you want to talk about?
So, Monica and Josiah, as we said, will come in a few weeks and talk more about the good work of the partnership. Again, a lot of good quality of life, community development, Paint CHQ, murals, waterfront activation, downtown redevelopment type stuff that team's working on. Whereas the IDA, again, business incentives, technical assistance. We can't forget about our team members in the Department of Planning and Development that support our work, and the 42 communities and countless partners that we have to.
Okay. All right, and congratulations, Mark, on all the good work your team and you are doing.
Thank you.
And I think we're out of time. So 661-8900, call the IDA, IDA, I just say IDA, for some information and some assistance. Guys, keep up the good work. And remember, folks, if you don't have businesses, you don't have employees. If you don't have employees, you don't have people that need things. So we got to create the businesses to bring in the work. You don't bring employees unless there's work.
That's right.
Check out choosechq.com and livechq.org.
All right. All right. We'll do this all again next week, folks. Stay warm and hope it'll get warmer. Bye-bye now. Take care. Bye-bye. Go Sabres.